Hey guys, Baron here. Recently, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were announced for the Nintendo Switch later this year in November of 2018, and I gotta say, I'm super hyped about these games. Not only does it incorporate Pokemon Go aspects into the Pokemon franchise, which is good, and it will bring out great audience essentially, but it also kind of changes the Pokemon formula really and what these games should be, which I'm very excited about. But with that being said, there are ways that it can fail and there are ways that it can succeed. And today we're going to look at 3 arguments why it can fail and 3 arguments why it can succeed. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But with that being said, let's get into it. So let's start out with the fears first, because I feel like it's good to leave the positives for latest. One thing I'm wondering about is, of course, this game incorporates aspects from Pokemon Go, which essentially means that this game will incorporate the Pokemon capture system, which essentially means you can flick a Pokeball and then it will allow you to see a great, an excellent, or something like that, something a compliment essentially, meaning that you essentially had a good catch. What I'm wondering is will this really appeal to old audiences? Because obviously Pokemon has been around since 1996 and it's a very old franchise, and we've gotten used to a system which is sort of similar throughout the years, through 7 generations of games, which essentially is you click a bag button and you go to the Pokeball option and you click the Pokeball. And with Pokemon Go being the standard now, and things just molding thereby and being molded by that, will that really be a negative towards the games and make old gamers being appalled and repelled from the game? I certainly hope not, but with a game that has such a legacy and has been around for so long, with a basic system that has worked essentially the same throughout all the years, I'm skeptical. Another aspect going into the really appealing to all the audiences thing is it recently was announced that this game wouldn't allow breeding and Pokemon outside of Generation 1, which might be a problem. This might be a problem because all the gamers who have had, let's say you could play Pokemon Sun and Moon, or so Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and have bred great Pokemon throughout those games and want to bring them over to Let's Go Pikachu to essentially create more Pokemon and just expand on the EV and IVs that the Pokemon have. They will not be able to do this. They will only be able to bring, possibly not even, they might possibly not be able to bring old Pokemon over to the new game, which essentially draws people away from the games because it doesn't feel like it's a transition. You have to have the Pokemon on your Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon game. It doesn't work transferring them over, so you don't really have a reason to stay in the game while it's over. Essentially, that's not being helped by that it's only 150 Pokemon. Might be 151 if we include Mew here, and there was a Pokemon that was recently that was announced to be a Mr. Pokemon that was announced to be in the games. That might be in it, so it might be 152. But then again, there are Alola forms too, granted. But still, 152 possible Pokemon. That's not a lot. It's a good amount, but it's not a lot. And with just the replay value and the ability to stay in the game and breed for better Pokemon, that might be an issue that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee face. Another thing that I feel like might be a negative towards Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is the Pokeball Plus. Now, if you don't know what this is, well, neither does really anyone. But essentially in the trailers, we got to see that this device essentially allows you to carry your Pokemon around and possibly gain some benefits. That might be experience, that might be some item that you gain, or something like that. But it essentially is an item that you can use to carry Pokemon around and have them with you outside Nintendo Switch. Now, the issue I have with this, as good as it might be, and as beneficial as it might be to really be able to level your Pokemon up fast, is that it isn't a new idea essentially. In Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we had the Pokemon Walker, which essentially was you could really carry your Pokemon with you and gain experience there, but at the same time, that felt like such a gimmick that in my experience, I didn't use it, and no one I talked to has really used it. And that's really an unfortunate thing, because things like this are fun. They just turn into gimmicks so fast, and something that is just like not a joke, but just not a good concept at all. So I'm skeptical about it, but I'm ready to prove it wrong, and I hope that I prove it wrong on this aspect, because I'm really excited about Pokeball, about the Pokeball, the Pokemon Go Plus. What's it called? The Pokeball Plus. I'm sorry, but the Pokeball Plus. I'm really excited about the Pokeball Plus, and I hope that it will be a good thing to bring to the game, essentially. Now, with the negatives out of the way, let's move on to the positives, because it's way more fun being an optimist about these games. The first thing I feel like could very much work in this game's favor, and something that could bring old players into it, would be to make it as close to a Generation 1 and Pokemon Yellow remake as possible. Now, Pokemon Yellow was released in 1998, so it makes sense. I think it was 1998, actually. If it wasn't, correct me. But since it has been 20 years since then, it would be perfect. It would be a perfect opportunity to make a remake like that. And with the times we have seen and the things we have seen, that definitely seems possible. I mean, in this game's Pikachu or Eevee gets to follow you, and just as in Pokemon Yellow, Pikachu follow you too. And it just looks like closely to a Generation 1 remake, which is how you progress through the towns with gyms, with certain plot lines. We get to see Team Rocket in this trailer. We get to see Mewtwo. Just a lot of things points towards having a Generation 1 remake. And that would be a really exciting thing, because I feel like no one would be against a Generation 1 remake. We got it in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but then again, that was 4 generations ago. That was a long time ago, like 10 plus years ago. So I definitely feel like it's very much due to happen. And if it would happen, and these games would be as close to the Generation 1 games, it's in particular Pokemon Yellow, but still having its own particular traits, I definitely feel like it would be a better game for it. Now, another thing I've gotta mention that I'm super hyped about is that Pokemon are following you again. If you played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you'll know how great of a feature this is. It's just so much fun having your team walking alongside you, and just seeing their animations in game is just so much fun. And from what we have seen in this game, it just looks like it's way better now. Not only with Eevee and Pikachu, but also other Pokemon. We got to see Electrode and Gengar follow you. I think it was Electrode. But just Gengar following you, that is so much hype, and I so look forward to possibly an Ampharos, or a Scizor, or a Swampert following me. Although actually, those are not Generation 1 Pokemon, I just realized. I'm sad. But possibly Blastoise or a Venusaur. Those would be good too. But just the concept of Pokemon following you again. It's so much hype, and I so look forward to seeing it. And I really hope it's properly implemented into these games. Now, last but not least, this game looks like it's implementing and changing the game's mechanics for good, and it certainly looks like it is in a positive manner. I could just think of so many examples that we saw in this trailer. One of them is that Pokemon that are in the wild, essentially, that you get to see them just as in Pokemon Go, and essentially means that you won't have those annoying random encounters at the improper time. Now, we don't know if the Pokemon will attack you, or if they will just be there and you can encounter them, I certainly hope for the latter, because it will just be such a better experience throughout the game. And just being able to catch and encounter Pokemon whenever you want. It will be so good, and I so look forward to that. Another thing that I've got to mention is just the multiplayer aspect. The ability to sit down with your mate and play with each other and end the game through the Nintendo Switch. That's just so fun. We only had Wi-Fi connectivity thus far, and it's been good, but this is gonna be so much better. It's gonna be an entirely different level, and I'm so excited about that. It's just gonna be so fucking awesome. And just so many aspects of this game looks like it's changing the Pokemon franchise forever into a stage and into a phase that we need it to be. We've wanted these possibilities for so long, but we're finally getting them. And that's possibly, or it's definitely, the aspects I'm mostly excited about in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So guys, that is going to be it for this video. What do you think? What aspects of this game are you excited about? Let us know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and to get a discussion going. Also, of course, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But with that being said, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Before, until, and after seeing you next time though, stay awesome.